Welcome, everybody, to University of Tampa NCAA Baseball. Hi, everyone. As we get ready for the Tampa Spartans' second game of this NCAA Tournament Regional Series, as Tampa will be taking on Nova Southeastern, a conference foe, in the second game of the regionals. Jack Ike along with Taylor Stolworthy, and we are set. And you may notice that Nova Southeastern has taken the field. They will be the home team for this game, even though we're playing on UT's home field. So, Taylor, a little change of pace that the Spartans will have to adjust to. I asked Joe Urso a few minutes ago, is it a big deal? He goes, you always want to be the home team.
Yeah, especially because a home team gets you that advantage if you need to in the bottom of the ninth. There's not as much pressure on the top of the ninth when you're pitching because you know you'll have a chance to come to the plate one more time. Instead, that pressure moves up a little bit earlier, and that's where the nerves can set in. The good news is, one thing that hasn't changed is the venue. It's the field Tampa's played on all season, and they still will have plenty of fans here to support them.
Unprecedented numbers in yesterday's first game for Tampa. Tampa beat Spring Hill of Mobile, Alabama, 35-4. Had a 22-0 lead after the second inning, and Nova Southeastern beat Valdosta State 11-3 to move into this game. And by the way, Valdosta State and Spring Hill, the two losers from yesterday, played just about an hour ago, finishing up, and Valdosta State eliminated Spring Hill from the competition 9-5. It's a double elimination tournament. Second loss for Spring Hill. They are out. Valdosta moves into the losers bracket and will play the loser of this game tomorrow, either late morning or early afternoon. We are just about ready to start. Leading off for Tampa is going to be J.D. Urso, and the first pitch is a called strike as we are underway. They told us it was going to be a 5 o'clock start time. They're like, let's just go. We're ready. We've been waiting an hour and a half, so they're out on the field ready to go. Ground ball off Ray, the pitcher. Urso digs to throw. I think he beat it out. No, they called him out. Look close.
Just by a step, and you know the phrase, tie goes to the runner? That time it went to the fielder. Very good reactions by Ray after it hits off his glove to pick it up and get the throw in time. Urso tried to run it out, but his .412 batting average is going to take a little dip right here.
Carlos Ray, starting pitcher for Nova Southeastern, a sophomore, 6'2", 180 from Miami Springs, Florida. Went to Miami Springs High School. Jordan Lala coming to bat for Tampa after Urso. Lala is a junior for Tampa this year, and he is from Tampa, Florida, Steinbrenner High School, transferred to Tampa this year from the University of Miami. He will be the second batter. Following him will be Drew Earhart. Ball outside. Setting the field defensively for you is behind the plate. After Ray is on the field, is going to be number 6 is going to be behind the plate, and that is Alex Hernandez. At first base, number 20, Adam Frank. He is a junior from Saddlebrook, New Jersey. Second base is number 5, Duncan Pastore, a sophomore from Tampa, Florida. At third base is number 24, Daniel Irisari, a junior from Miami, Florida. It is a 2-2 count on Lala. Shortstop is number 15. 15 is Tyler Epstein, a sophomore from Pembroke Pines, Florida, the 2-2. Fouled off. They give chase, think it's going to be out of play. It is. In the outfield, number 23 is Fernandez. That is Adon Fernandez, a senior from Miramar, Florida. Center field is number 19. 19 is Bryce Hazard, a sophomore from Valrico, Florida. And in right field, there's a ball high, 3-2. Right field is number 44. 44 is Gabriel Rivera, a senior from Miami, Florida.
Well, we've been saying the lineup. A good job by Lala to get it to a full count right here. Payoff pitch.
Ground ball heading out to first. Picked up on one short hop by Frank, and he steps on the base. 2 up, 2 down quickly for Tampa. Drew Earhart striding to the plate. Earhart coming in, a grad student from Tampa, Florida. All conference, all region. Pretty much all everything.
Yeah, all everything except for hits yesterday. He actually struggled behind the plate, one of the only Spartans to do so. So he's going to be looking to improve right here, and it's a 3-batter right here, 2 outs in the first inning. As that one's taken for strike 1, he wants to kickstart some offense.
Strike call to Earhart. He is, as I said, a grad student. Went to Wharton High School here in Tampa. He was present earlier this year. There's a line shot right to Pastore, so a 3-up, 3-down inning on the screws, but Pastore didn't have to move. Spartans go quickly in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Tampa nothing, and Nova Southeastern coming to bat right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Bottom of the first we go. Michael Paul on the mound for Tampa. He brings in a 3.35 ERA, 8-3 on the year. This is his 16th appearance all as a starter for Tampa. 83 and a third innings pitched, 70 hits given up, and 70 runs, I should say, 34 hits. And as I said, a 3.35 ERA. The good thing we saw yesterday, Taylor, with Joe Urso is he went kind of a bullpen committee game, got away with it, 35-4, obviously, and now he saves for the final 3 games his 3 studs from the bullpen.
Exactly, and that allows him to go now from Paul to Herb, and then if they need to, because obviously you'd expect Herb to go if Tampa makes it to the regional championship, or they could even then pull out their other starter in Nick Long. So you have those 3 very reliable options, all of them with a sub-3.5 ERA. Very reliable arms to try to carry you to the Super Regional.
Coming to bat for Nova Southeastern, leading off will be number 15, Tyler Epstein from Pembroke Pines, Florida. Epstein bringing in a 270 batting average. As a team, Nova Southeastern is a 305 batting average. And you go through the stats for both of these teams, very comparable in just about every stat. The only one that was lopsided was stolen bases, with Nova Southeastern at 89. The Spartans are still in the 40s. Spartans don't run much, and Taylor, when I brought it up to you, you're like, that's not a game breaker necessarily stat. Joe moves his guys on with sack bunts and things like that.
That being said, though, sometimes getting some good stolen bases and extra strength in base running can be very useful in the postseason when a single run or a single play can really make a difference for an entire season. Over the course of a regular season, though, being a little bit down in the stolen base category isn't going to hurt you that much. Good teams can run without it, but in the postseason, that could be a make-or-break statistic.
The one thing about their stolen bases is they are successful 90% of the time, so Laz Gutierrez probably confident that he should run when he gets the chance.
Also, Tyler Epstein leads Nova Southeastern in stolen bases with 23 this season. So when he's on the base paths, that's going to be something that Rulai will need to watch out for.
2-2 count. Michael Paul gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Off speed, little blooper out to Cadenas. Moves a couple steps to his right, makes the catch, 1 up, 1 down. We'll bring Frank to the plate. Frank, a 337 batting average coming into this one. Second on the team in home runs with 8.
Frank was a key to Nova Southeastern's victory yesterday. Went 2 for 4 with 5 RBIs.
Inside, ball 1. Spartans defensively. Michael Paul on the mound, Josh Rulai behind the plate. Dan Sullivan at first, Drew Earhart at second, Anthony Nunez at third. Ground ball to J.D. Urso at short. Tosses across, Sullivan with the out. In the outfield, Jordan Lala in left, Jose Cadenas in center, and E.J. Cumbo is the right fielder.
Right as we were introducing Urso, he makes a great play and is able to retire the second out of the inning. So strong start for Paul here, right after we saw that very quick inning from Carlos Ray.
I like people who do things on cue. Just kind of works into the broadcast nicely. First pitch to Frank. Fly ball heading out right center, giving chase his combo and more right field than anything, and he makes the catch and a quick 3 up, 3 down. That was Pastore actually on the fly out to end the inning, and we'll go to the top of the second. No score. Tampa, Nova Southeastern on TampaSpartans.tv.
Just another ordinary day at UT.
Inning number 2, Tampa will be coming to bat with Dan Sullivan, Jamarcus Lyons, and E.J. Cumbo striding to the plate. I think Dan Sullivan had a game yesterday. First 3 at-bats, he hit 3 home runs. A couple 2-run shots and a 3-run shot. Ended up with 9 RBI, 1 short of the team record. 3 home runs equaled the team record, held by his first base coach and 2 others, Jose Jimenez. I asked Jose about it, and he goes, records are made to be broken, but it still stands.
Indeed they are, and of course, if he gets a 4th home run for the tournament, it wouldn't break that record, but it would give a good start for the Spartans.
It'd be impressive.
It certainly would, especially if he could really keep going with those numbers and try to get a tournament MVP. But of course, he got a long way to go for that to happen, and we're going to see Ray open up.
Ray's pitch, ground ball, heading out to shortstop, fielded by Epstein, and the toss across in time, 1 up, 1 down. So right now, we're seeing the pitchers just let him hit the ball.
And I don't think that's a surprise at all. Ray, so far, has been one of the best pitchers for Nova Southeastern, breaking into the rotation later in the season. Has a 101 ERA and a 96 whip through 44 2/3 innings. Well, of course, you have to count now that we are a complete 1 2/3 into the game. So that number's now up at 46, but also 69 strikeouts. He's going to be looking for number 70 to get past that milestone right here.
Lyons fouls off the first pitch. Jamarcus had a day yesterday as well, just not quite as impressive as Sullivan. 2 home runs. The interesting thing is they went back-to-back in the second inning.
Yeah.
Twice.
They had 2 chances, and they went back-to-back twice in a row.
In the same inning.
So, indeed, that's an impressive feat on its own. But 2 home runs, a little less interesting than 3 on the scoreline, but still, Lyons very proud and has the DH spot today with the 1-2 count.
And the pitch popped up, out of play. Valdosta State a winner earlier today to eliminate Spring Hill from the tournament, also ending the career 37 years at Spring Hill for head coach Frank Sims. Check swing, does not get the call. Joe Urso, 22 years at Tampa. He's made the NCAA tournament 22 times. I think that's impressive.
I think that certainly is. Arguably more impressive than the 3 home run game.
Ground ball, Epstein at short. In time. And we just keep moving through this game.
I think both teams heard that the rain could be coming later. Obviously, that won't be until the 9th innings, or goodness forbid, we have to go further. So they might want to get things going. We've seen some scattered showers throughout today, and thankfully, they've cleared up over at St. Leo, where they're hosting the other side of the bracket. They're in the middle of a rain delay, where the hosts are actually losing right now in the losers bracket. That would be an incredible upset to see the number 12 team in the nation and number 2 in the region go out this early.
E.J. Cumbo to the plate. First pitch was a ball. He fouls that one off. 1-1 now. Cumbo, a sophomore from East Meadows, New York. Ball high. Interesting story. He came from New York Tech. Was a very good baseball player there. He's from New York State. Played at New York Tech. And after his first season, there's a foul ball. They dropped the baseball program. So he was looking for a school and just happened to contact Joe Urso. And Joe smartly said, come on down and play ball where it's nice and warm.
3.51 average and 9.57 OPS says that's a very good move for us. And disappointing that New York loses a really, really good player in Cumbo.
Swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game will end the top of the second for Tampa. Still scoreless after an inning and a half. Tampa Nova Southeastern on TampaSpartans.com.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. Incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Bottom of the second we go. Michael Paul on the bump for the Spartans. Michael Paul, one of 8 Spartans to make all SSC and all South region. 2 players for Nova Southeastern making all region, as Pastore and Irisari did. Spartans with 3 pitchers making all region. Michael Paul, Hayden Erb, and Braden Nelson. Swing and a miss to the leadoff batter, Fernandez.
Yesterday, Fernandez had a home run and 2 RBIs in a 1-for-5 day. And we know he's got the power, and the question is, can he get that power past Paul?
And the pitch. Just outside. Fernandez coming in with a 306 average. Played in 46 games, started all of them. Swings a one outside. Strike call. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fernandez also leads the team in home runs with 11, alongside 44 RBIs.
One, 2. Wanted it outside, just not that far. 2-2. Spartans fairly deep, straight away. And the 2-2. Little blooper out toward Urso, hustles in, makes the catch. And we've got another out. Brings Irisari to the plate. Sporting a .339 batting average. One of those guys we mentioned likes to run. He's stolen 18 bases in 18 attempts. Yet to be caught this year. The first pitch to the lefty. Outside, ball 1.
And yeah, you mentioned that. He's the art thief who gets away. He's swiping bags left and right. So definitely a type of player Tampa does not want to have on the base. because he will be a distraction.
Ground ball, Paul on one hop, walks it over, tosses it to Sullivan, and we've got 2 quick outs.
Of course, Jack, we were here yesterday, and it was very much the opposite. We were only through the first inning at least, and still probably going
I
at
think
this stage.
Tampa might have been still with no outs in the first.
Yeah, and right here, we're ready with 2 outs in the bottom half of the second, potentially getting ready to start inning 3 should Avedano go down.
And the pitch. Call strike. Avendano, 325 on the year. Only played half the team's games. But when he's available, he starts. Fouls that one off. 1-2. Again, a decent crowd, considering school's been out for about 2 weeks now. Nova represented pretty well. Spring Hill brought a whole bunch of people yesterday. Valdosta had a fair amount this morning. And there's a base hit. First hit on either side of the ledger. Avendano on first, and we'll bring up Rivera.
Jack, I mentioned at the start of the inning, Avendano is getting ready with some warm-up swings and getting set, even before his 2 teammates, Fernandez and Irisari, who both had outs earlier. So not a surprise to see him as the first player to get on base for either team in the game. And now that could generate a little bit of offense, but with 2 outs, still not a real nerve-wracking situation yet for the Spartans.
First pitch, a little bit high, ball 1. Keep an eye on Avendano.
Clearing a little bit of dirt from the base pass, wondering if he's just trying to open up a nice little lane for himself.
He's only got 8 stolen bases, or 8 attempts, 6 successful. So not as big a threat as some of the other players. And it looked good, but he doesn't get the inside corner. Two balls, no strikes. Michael Paul leans in, gets the sign from Rulai. Fouled off. 2 balls, 1 strike. On deck is Hernandez. Nova Southeastern, the university located in Fort Lauderdale, Davie, Florida area, just north of Miami. And the pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. Spartans won the national championship in 2019 and 2015. Nova Southeastern won the national championship in 2016, so some pretty good history with these 2 programs. Over the course of the competition between these 2, Tampa has won 42 games, lost 21, so they've won 2 out of every 3. Fouled off. This season, Tampa went down to Nova Southeastern back in March, about March 11th. Nova Southeastern at the time was 17-0. Ranked 12th in the country. Tampa came into that series 17-2, and the Spartans swept all 3. Just missing. A few of the bleacher umpires didn't like that call, but
again, when do the bleacher umpires really like any call? Rivera did, though. He had a good eye to lay off that pitch because it was close. That's one that could have fooled other batters.
3-2 pitch on the way. Runner goes, fouled off.
You mentioned, of course, Nova Southeastern swept in the previous series. They'd love to get revenge today. Now in Tampa on the road.
We'll do the 3-2 again. Avendano on first. He goes. The pitch popped up. Should have a play. Sullivan coming over. Rulai calls it. Sullivan does as well and makes the catch. Spartans get out of the inning. Just one base hit. He's left on first. We played 2 full. No score. Tampa, Nova Southeastern on TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school. Academic opportunities are extensive and rigorous, but this mid-sized residential campus retains a welcoming feel. With a student-faculty ratio of 16:1, students benefit from direct interaction with expert faculty, a faculty that is passionate about teaching and mentoring. Outside the classroom, UT enjoys a unique environment. Plant Hall, a National Historic Landmark, is surrounded by modern and historic buildings on 105 acres. UT's beautiful downtown riverfront setting offers a gateway to the heart of a vibrant city. Students are within walking distance of jobs and internships, and the recreational opportunities are endless, both off campus and on campus. Students live in upscale residence halls and enjoy diverse activities, including performing arts, guest lectures, nearly 200 clubs and organizations, and a nationally ranked...
We keep cruising along. We're into inning number 3. Tampa coming to bat. We'll send up Nunez, Cadenas, and Rulai, 7, 8, 9. Spartans have gone 3 up, 3 down in the first 2 innings. And by the way, the Spartans are the visiting team for this game. Even though they are the top seed in this regional, they kind of flip-flop. Joe Urso said there's a formula that they look at based on who was home team last game, who was the visitor last game. And this is what they came up with. Nova Southeastern is the home team. Carlos Ray on the mound. 2 quick innings. First pitch to Nunez. Call strike. Was that me?
Nope.
Second pitch in the dirt. Ball 1. One on the way. Outside, ball 2. Both teams sporting above 300 batting averages as teams, but both teams able to put some pretty good pitchers on the mound too. So we'll see which wins out in this game today. Nunez now with a 3-1 count. Joe Urso looking for base runners, may have him taking, and he does, and it's a called strike. Don't know if he was taking. That's a tough pitch to hit on the inside corner.
It definitely is, because you might get choked up there and just have weak contact.
And the 3-2. And that one, which I thought looked better than the previous one, is a ball and a walk to Nunez.
That one did look like a strike, but maybe just had a little bit of late breaking action that was shielded by the umpire. We don't know, but it benefits Tampa. They get their first base runner on the game for the first walk that Ray has conceded so far.
Daniel's our producer. Daniel, I'm obligated to mention what a leadoff walk means, right? Okay. There's the old wives' tale that a leadoff walk scores most of the time in baseball, and they finally, versus any other way to get on base to lead off an inning, pop foul. And the research says that basically it doesn't matter. A leadoff base runner scores about 33% of the time. A leadoff walk was about 34%, but it wasn't the old coach's tale that it was 67% of the time. So it's a leadoff walk. We'll see what happens. Joe Urso trying to move him over with Jose Cadenas, shows the bunt, watches that one above his head, and we're 1-1.
Flashing the bunt like that can sometimes force some off pitches and get in the mind of the opposing pitcher. If that can throw Ray off their game, that would help the Spartans because Ray has looked extremely solid, apart from that full count walk.
Shows bunt again, gets it down. That's a good bunt. He's going to have to go to first. Sacrifice successful, and Nunez is in scoring position with one down. Josh Rulai striding to the plate. Basic Joe Urso baseball there, and the Spartans have a runner in scoring position.
If a double play doesn't happen, you then bring up the batter who's hitting .400, potentially with 2 outs or even a runner on, or however Rulai's bat ends up, gives you a situation where you've got a very good batter that could bring a runner home.
Rulai at 222, I should say, on the year. Mostly his skill is a very good defensive catcher versus his bat.
I'd argue, though, that defense is far more important from a catcher than hitting. Sure, it's cool and flashy if you're able to hit 20 home runs from that spot. But again, if you're able to help your pitcher out, you can do a lot more good for your team in that area of the game.
Ball, 2-0 now. Ray looked a little bit, I guess I'd say, disgusted with that call.
And I don't blame him. That definitely looked like it tagged the outside corner in the zone. Even though we are, of course, Tampa's broadcast, we try to stay impartial as much as we can. And I would say that probably should be a 1-1 count.
There's a call strike. As long as I have this opportunity, I will let you know the umpires. Behind the plate is Paul Taylor. First base is Danny Glidewell. Second base, Ryan McCraney. And the third base is John Bennett. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ray, off the mound, has to make that fake attempt to second. There's a pitch clock, similar to a shot clock in basketball. You have to pitch within a certain time unless you make a move to throw to a base. So there's a ground ball, just foul. About 2-3 feet foul of the first base bag. Evens the count at 2-2.
If that stayed fair, it would mean that the sacrifice bunt worked perfectly because it likely would have brought Nunez home should that have rolled into a very hard-to-field area for either Rivera or Frank.
They'd still be running.
Indeed.
So it is nonetheless 2-2. Let's see what Ray has in mind here. Goes high inside, full count, his second full count in as many batters. You had noted he had only thrown 23 pitches through the first 2 innings. Now his pitch count rising a little bit, up into the upper 30s now. In the stretch, a glance back, and the pitch. Inside, he's walked a second consecutive batter, and J.D. Urso, with his .400 batting average, comes up to the plate for the second time this game. Runners on first and second, and just 1 out.
And I will say that, even if this inning can't give you a result, you've already got Ray at 38 pitches. He's a player who worked in the bullpen for most of the season. Only a handful of starts by the end of the year after his stellar starts from the pen. So maybe he's got a little bit less stamina.
Yeah, he may be halfway to his pitch count by now.
Exactly, so you might only have to worry about his really deadly 1.0.
Urso up the middle. Epstein step on second, the double play, the 6-3 double play gets him out of the inning. Solidly hit, but right at Epstein. Turns the trick. We're done with 2.5. It is still no score, Tampa and Nova Southeastern on TampaSpartans.com.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path, we become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Bottom of the third we go. Michael Paul on the mound. He'll face Hernandez, the catcher. Will be the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the third. He is the 8th hitter, followed by Hazard. And then the top of the order. No score, Tampa, Nova Southeastern. NCAA Regional Baseball, the top-seeded Spartans. Nova Southeastern is the 5 seed in this regional. They are now 35-15 on the year. Tampa is 41-10. Tampa, the conference regular season champs. They do not play a conference tournament, which is fine with me if you can't show your body of work after 30-some games.
Save some energy for the tournament.
Yeah.
And both these teams are going to be energized and ready to go here. We've had a great pitcher's duel so far. Paul hoping to keep it up.
First pitch to Hernandez. He pops it up. Playable. Sullivan drifting into foul territory. Waits and makes the catch. I think you were able to see him make the catch there. We have a camera that we can't move up, down, left, or right. We call it a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get.
We'll also add Dan Sullivan, of course, Jack. We've been talking about his bat all weekend, his 3 home runs yesterday. Very calm for his defensive plays so far. Cool, calm, and collected, making that pop-up look very easy because it can be hard to read. We've got an overcast sky, can mix a little bit with the ball. So good job to make that play happen.
Hazard shows bunt, pulls it back.
Now Hazard so far, interesting to see him flash bunt to start off, has a 3.65 average for the season and an 8.78 OPS, but he's only started 20 games and has appeared in 30.
Fouls that one off in the hole 0-2. Top of the order coming up after this. A little bit low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
For the season, Paul has had 80 strikeouts so far. And he's yet to record number 81 just yet.
1-2. Just missing outside. Well, I was glad to get back up here in the booth. Tampa had a really unique scheduling situation this year in conference play. In April, they finished up their homestand, their home season ground ball foul. Their final 3 series were all on the road. And they're always 3-game series when you play conference teams. You go play a Friday and then a doubleheader Saturday, or I think in the last weekend at Eckerd they played a Thursday doubleheader Friday. But their final 3 series all on the road, so they were on the road for since April. Late April, which is really unusual. But you know what? They won, of those 9 games, they won 8 of them. So the field didn't matter.
Maybe being listed as the home team here and batting first can keep that away run going. And indeed, they are 8-2 in their last 10 games. So having a really good run of form entering the tournament.
3-2 pitch on the way, fouled off, out of play. I noticed as soon as the count went full, with Hazard at the plate, shortstop Urso and Nunez really shifted more towards second base. They're really giving up the third base line. So they must know something about Hazard when he gets to a full count. Here it is again. Fouled off.
Now, as a lefty batter, you do expect him to generally hit over to the first and second baseman and to the right fielder. But again, if he hits that opposite and you've run too aggressive of a shift, that'll mean extra bases right away.
3-2 again. Paul winds and fires. Ground ball to Urso, fly ball, line drive. Urso's tried to stretch for it. Out of his reach, another base hit. Second base hit of the game for Nova Southeastern. We'll get him a base runner and back to the top of the order with Epstein.
That one was right on the screws, as you would call it, Jack, but the difference is that Nova Southeastern was able to find a nicer hole and beat Urso's glove by a couple inches to get into the outfield, while we saw a couple line drives and hard hit balls from the Spartans end up safely in the Sharks' gloves for ground outs and that double play to end the inning previously.
Epstein at the plate. He flew out to Cadenas in short center, his first time up. Paul back in the stretch. First pitch. Breaking ball, strike call. And the pitch. That hit him on the forearm, maybe. Definitely hit him. They'll give him a base runner. They did check with the I don't know why they would check with the base umpire in case they thought he was swinging and offered at it, but it hit him. So now runners at first and second off a base hit and an HBP. And we'll bring Frank to the plate. So the first runner in scoring position for Nova Southeastern. Frank grounded out to short his first time up. Spartans would welcome that. There's a strike call.
In the previous game, Frank was pretty clutch with runners in scoring position. We'd already mentioned he had 5 RBIs, and I know the Sharks would love to get him on the RBI sheet right here and take an early lead. Of course, on paper, you'd say the Sharks are a team that would be on the disadvantage. But again, Sunshine State Conference rivalry, being rivals and wanting some revenge, might give them motivation to try to even those odds. And so far, their pitching has been better. Even though they did get in this situation last time up, their pitching has overall been better. We've seen no hits be surrendered apart from those 2 walks, and their pitcher has 1 strikeout to Paul's 0 so far.
Long look by Paul. 0-1 pitch. On the way. Outside. 1-1. Shark fans clapping a little bit. See if they can motivate their team. Paul with a long look again back in the stretch. Runners on first and second. 1 out. Glance back, the pitch. Looks good. Call strike 1-2. One, two now, the pitch. Just kind of lunges for it down the right field line. It does go foul into the Nova Southeastern bullpen.
Great effort there by Cumbo to try to track it down, but wasn't fast enough, and that wasn't dropping slow enough to make that play possible.
So we'll do the 1-2 again. Paul with a glance back. Ground ball foul this time down the left field line. Long look. Earhart goes back to second to force Hazard back, but he was already waiting there. Paul following through on the throw just to get the pitch clock reset. 1-2 still. Rulai slides outside. That one gets away. The runners will advance to second and third. He's set up outside, and Paul went even further outside, unfortunately for Tampa.
That also eliminates a double play possibility unless you've got a cannon in the outfield and can get a shallow enough fly ball to beat the third base runner home. So a really dangerous spot now, and with only one out, you realistically love a strikeout to try to force any ball in play to end the inning and from the next batter.
2-2 now. And the pitch. Pops out to center field. That's going to bring a runner in as it's out near the warning track. Hazard. They're going to throw to third, but the runners all advance. Nova Southeastern, with Hazard scoring, takes a 1-0 lead, and into third goes Epstein on a long fly ball by Frank. Sack fly, 1-0 Sharks.
What probably stings for Paul on the mound is the fact that only would have left runners at the corners at 2 outs rather than a 1-0 deficit because of that wild pitch that got the runners into that dangerous spot beforehand.
2 outs now, a runner 90 feet away, and to the plate is Pastore. He flew out to Cumbo in the first inning. Nice little bender, call strike. Just missing outside. Overcast skies here in Tampa. The first game, Valdosta State and Spring Hill, was delayed more than an hour. It was scheduled at noon. They moved it up to 11 to try to beat the weather. The weather beat them, and they actually started that game after noon. This game was actually planned for 3. They moved it to 4, and we started at 5. And we're hoping no more rain here today.
Forecast says we should be good till at least 7, which is a good sign.
Pop foul.
And the fact that we have already completed nearly a full 3 innings of work with 2 outs here has shown that pace of play has gone in our favor.
Just missing low outside. And a full count with a runner on third. Here's the full count pitch. And that is hit high in the air. Lala waiting. He's got plenty of room, and he makes the catch to end the inning. But the Sharks strike with a hit by pitch. And then a sac fly brings in the run, and it's 1-0 at the end of 3. Nova Southeastern on top of Tampa right here on TampaSpartans.tv. We head to the top of the 4th. music blaring in the background here. Leading off for the Spartans will be Jordan Lala, number 2 hitter in the Spartan lineup. Spartans now down 1-0 as a base hit and a hit by pitch, a wild pitch, and then a sac fly. And Nova Southeastern has a 1-0 lead.
And after the offensive fireworks display we saw from the Spartans yesterday, they've been slow so far. 3 innings and no hits, although they did get 2 runners on with 2 consecutive walks after the sac bunt interrupted. But they weren't able to score as a double play ground out ended the previous inning. That first pitch is taken.
First pitch, call strike. Lala fouls that one off. Now in the hole 0-2. Drew Earhart on deck. Fouled off again. Still 0-2. Ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Ball outside. 2-2 now.
Of course, Ray, a lefty facing up against the lefty Lala. So Lala had a disadvantage, but a good job trying to force the longer at bat. Grounded out to first base last time.
Lala draws more walks than anybody on Tampa and in the conference by a considerable amount here on Tampa. 2-2 pitch on the way. Taps it foul. Lala, 37 walks this year. Next closest to him, 22 for Drew Earhart. 27, I should say, for Drew Earhart. 20 for... That is the highest. Ground ball or fly ball deep. Hits the base of the wall. Lala's going to sprint into second and stand up with a double. That one hit about a foot up on the wall, and Lala had no trouble getting into second base, and so the tying run is in scoring position to lead off the 4th.
It's painful to think about how close that was to clearing the wall, but Spartans are still going to be very satisfied. It's their first hit of the game, and already with no outs, we've got a runner in an incredibly dangerous position. All you really need to do is get a sacrifice or 2, and the game is tied.
Drew Earhart to the plate. So Carlos Ray back on the mound. Out of the stretch now. Lala is fast, so if Drew Earhart can just punch it through the infield, you'll probably see him come home. At least try for home. Ray with the long look, now in the stretch. The pitch. Drew pops it foul.
This season, Earhart, he's got 41 RBIs, and he's done a really good job with runners in scoring position. One of the top players on the team in that category. Number 42 would be very beneficial to the Spartans in this playoff matchup.
0-1 pitch to Drew. High, 1-1. Ray with a long look. Actually waiting for Hernandez to get the sign. Gets it. And now Ray is ready. The pitch. Pop foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You can see on the mound Ray being cautious of Lala. He knows he leads the team in stolen bases with 17. But a second to third stolen base,
they won't send him.
They definitely won't.
No.
Especially with no outs. And it's not the 9th inning. You don't need to go balls to the wall with tactics. Just keep it calm and collected. He's already a very dangerous runner.
Earhart out to right field, giving chase. Rivera, and it falls foul.
because Lala's already in the scoring position, he's a dangerous runner for any outfield ball to try to turn it and go home. So no need to try to risk a stolen base right here.
So still 1-2 for Drew. And the pitch. That one's out into left center, fairly deep, near the wall. Plenty of room, though. Making the catch is Hazard, but Lala is able to get to third base. So a sac fly, a long one for Drew Earhart. And with one out, a runner 90 feet away. Setting up a similar situation that Nova Southeastern had.
And now you've got Dan Sullivan up, one of the team's best bats. We mentioned how explosive his bat was yesterday, but apart from those home runs, he was also able to get on base a couple times with some big hits. In total, 5 for 7 in his 7 official at-bats. He also was able to draw a walk.
Sullivan, the lefty, waits the pitch. That is hit. That is deep. This is a 2-1 game. The Spartans take the lead as Dan Sullivan put that one 30 feet up on the fence. His 4th home run of the weekend, and Tampa leads it 2-1.
Dan, the man, saw the Spartans were in trouble. Wow. And with the strength of his spear, sent one into the netting. It doesn't escape the beehive, but clears that yellow line of the back wall, and it turns a 1-0 Sharks lead into the Spartans' hands. Top of the 4th, and with one out, the bases will be empty, but both runners now home for a Spartan lead.
Well, now Jamarcus Lyons needs to remember the script here that if Dan Sullivan homers, Jamarcus Lyons must homer. Now, Laz Gutierrez is out talking to the umpires. He's not happy about something. I don't know what he wouldn't be happy about, but he is really vehemently arguing something. I mean, he can't dispute the home run, so is he disputing some taunting or something?
Maybe he doesn't like that the entire team got out of the dugout after that home run.
That's pretty typical.
Mm-hmm. And if you watch the
Now
Spartans,
Joe Urso coming over to talk to the umpire. More to get an explanation, I guess.
I think he's got the same question as us.
And they're bringing in one of the second base umpire to talk this over. I mean, there's no doubt it was a home run. I mean, that was deep, so they can't argue that. If he was arguing touching bases, you don't argue that. You appeal. And now he's going out to the mound, Laz Gutierrez is, to talk to his pitcher. Nobody in the bullpen, so he's just, wants to settle him down or maybe explain to his fielders what's going on.
And I think so as well, because, there isn't anyone warming up for Nova Southeastern right now. And just want to say, hey, Ray, listen, that was not the best situation, but listen, we've got plenty of time. Our offense has done well so far. Just stay focused and get through the rest of your start, and we'll try to come back.
So they break up the mound meeting. As we were saying, Jamarcus Lyons, the script is, it was done yesterday twice when Dan Sullivan homers. Actually, he missed it, the third chance, but in the second inning yesterday, when Dan Sullivan homered, Jamarcus Lyons followed with back-to-back, and they did it twice in the same inning. So Jamarcus will see if he can replicate that situation. Ray fires. Jamarcus wanted to do it there, but swings and misses.
It was the first inning where Lyons wasn't able to get that home run, but it was the second inning, of course, 2 back-to-backs. They love it here.
In the dirt. Was looking down to see if his grandpa showed up again. He's not here. He's probably watching. We miss you. Come on out tomorrow. Pitched by Ray, the 0-1, or 1-1, and that's high. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Jack, we mentioned earlier, of course, Ray maybe doesn't have the stamina as some of the other starters. He's now entering his 56th pitch right here. Maybe we're starting to see him run out of a little bit of gas, and that will be incredibly useful for the Spartans.
Big swing there by Jamarcus.
Although he definitely has some gas, a little bit left with that pitch right there. But if it means he won't be really able to go past inning number 6, that could be good news for the Spartans, as they've struggled to hit off him, apart from Dan's big home run right there.
2-2 on the way. Jamarcus pops it foul.
There's a little hole between the netting and covers over the seats where we've seen a couple of those foul balls go, and a few of the Nova Southeastern fans.
Wow, just missing outside. What happens is the way they have the netting set up here, you can't really tell it, but when a ball hits the netting, it doesn't come straight back. It angles off and oftentimes lands in the seats. You got to have heads up if you're sitting, swing and a miss, 2 down. But you got to be heads up if you're sitting in the lower part of the netting, near the lower part of the netting, because it'll angle off and come for you. We actually saw it yesterday where a mom had to dive and deflect a ball that was heading toward her son. E.J. Cumbo to the plate. He's got home run power.
So you let us know, bring a glove if you're going to attend a Tampa Spartans game here and want to sit in those sections. But we see Ray
get a great seat, but be on the guard.
Great view. Just make sure you're keeping an eye on overhead. A little bit of stormy weather sometimes. Either way, Ray got his second strikeout of the previous batter, notching his 71st of the season.
There's a strike call. 1-1 to Cumbo. Ray sets and fires again. Cumbo goes after one outside, misses 1-2. Ray doesn't waste any time. There's a strike call. The inning is over. Picks up back-to-back strikeouts after a home run by Dan Sullivan. The Spartans, though, they have a response after falling down by a run. A 2-run shot by Dan Sullivan. Spartans up 2-1. We head to the bottom of the fourth. It's 2-1 Spartans on top right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel. We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Bottom of the fourth we go. Spartans now in the lead, 2-1, thanks to a Dan Sullivan homer. And if you think we're being redundant, we are. That's his fourth home run in the last 2 games. 3 yesterday, 1 today. Leading off for the Sharks here in the bottom of the fourth will be Fernandez, who popped out to J.D. Urso back in the second inning. And he hits a deep one. They may retaliate right here. It's all tied up 2-2, folks. Fernandez just put one in this, almost into the parking lot outside of the park here. And for Fernandez, home run number 12, the leading home run hitter on the team, has tied it up.
That's really a case of anything you can do, I can do better. He's the guy who hit a home run in his only hit yesterday. He gets his second of the tournament right here. We see some gestures to the field from Nova Southeastern players and fans, but they've got every right to celebrate. They've just tied it up, 2-2.
Irisari to the plate now, as we've got ourselves a ball game, folks. The first pitch from Paul to Irisari. He shows bunt, gets a good one down, and he's going to beat it out. Rulai throws anyway, but he was long past. That's a base hit on the bunt for Irisari. So Nova Southeastern goes long ball, then goes small ball to get another base runner. Irisari, as we mentioned earlier, 18 for 18 on stolen bases. So I would keep my eye on Irisari on first.
That's certainly going to get in the head of Paul, and as Rulai is going to have to be very alert. That art thief is going to go again. try to steal second. I'm sure of it. Ready with the small lead.
Avendano at the plate. So some fireworks here at the ballpark. It's amazing what a well-placed bunt will do to get the crowd going. Of course, it was coming off quite a home run shot. The pitch, ball, 2-0 now.
Certainly helps when the energy is still flowing from that home run. You love to see any form of success for your team. But now the question is where are we going to see another? Because there are still no outs. The only previous at bat from that was Fernandez tying the game.
There's one down the middle, strike call. 2-1. Paul goes to first. Just to remind Irisari. In the stretch, Paul is set. Steps off. Whereas Ray gets the ball in his mitt and he wants to sign and go. Michael Paul a little more deliberate on the mound for Tampa.
I think especially after conceding that bunt and that home run, Paul wants to make sure he's certain of what he's doing. He wants to lock in and try to get through this inning and not let Nova Southeastern continue to pile on.
That one's hit foul. Down into the Tampa bullpen.
Paul's past the middle now of the order, the sixth batter currently up, but still, every bat can be dangerous when the time is right. We've already saw Hazard got on base earlier with a hit.
And the pitch. Inside corner, but out. Not given the call, so we're full 3-2. And here it is, the payoff pitch. Ball high, a walk. So a home run, a bunt single, and now a walk. Runners on first and second, and nobody out. I know it's only the fourth, but this could be dangerous territory for Tampa. Rivera coming to the plate.
We see a little bit of movement. It looks like the Spartans, just in case, are going to get two players warming up. But for now, they're still going to let Paul try to run this out. But in a playoff game, you do have to be careful. That's why they're bringing some people over, get stretched, and get ready.
Sam Militello coming out to talk, as it looks like Dalton Ross and Braden Forsyth have gone down to the bullpen to get ready for Tampa. And they started, Joe got them out there, and they sprinted down to the bullpen, so he wants them up and loosening up as soon as he can. Sam still with the talk. Josh Rulai out there as well. Finally, the home plate umpire is going to break it up. Rivera to the plate now with runners at first and second. Rivera fouled out to Dan Sullivan his first time up. Dan's made two foul ball catches. That is outside, ball one. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. A run already in for Nova Southeastern. And that tied the game at 2-2. The pitch. Inside this time, 2-0.
I think throughout the entire game we're seeing that the umpires giving a little more leeway for batters with a few more balls than strikes on some of those close calls. So that's been something that Paul and Ray have had to work with.
And that's a call strike. Two balls, one strike to Rivera. Not holding the runner on at first. The pitch. Pop foul, 2-2 now. This would be a big out for Michael Paul if the runners stay on first and second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Throws outside. He's gone full again.
Paul would love an out of any kind, whether it's a fly ball or a ground out. Just something to try to alleviate the pressure of this right now, because there are two runners on. Go ahead, run at second.
And the full count pitch with nobody out. Popped up. In play, Sullivan ranging now into foul territory. Makes the call, makes the catch, runners stay. Dan Sullivan with his third foul ball fly out today. And that's as good as a strikeout because the runners had to hold. And it will bring up Hernandez to the plate. Number 8 hitter in the order. He also flew out foul to Dan Sullivan. Paul with a glance back at second. Here's the pitch. Call strike. Oh, 1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. On deck is the number 9 hitter, Hazard. One from Paul. Just missing outside, 2-1. And the pitch. Fouled back, 2-2. Hernandez gets his grip on the bat. Paul leans in, gets the sign. 2-2 pitch coming up. Foul back. That would have been right in your hands had we not had a screen and a window.
Indeed, I probably would have had to duck out of the way.
Oh, come on. You'd have put your hand up and caught it. I know you would have.
Probably. Wonder if we would have been able to react in time, because that also had some exit velo to it.
2-2 again from Paul. That looked good. Doesn't get the call. It's another full count.
I think just a tad low there, and it was a really good breaker. One that you can get a lot of swings and misses from, but Hernandez holds up.
He didn't bite. Full count. Big pitch coming up from Paul. The 3-2 on the way. Fly ball out to center field. It's going to send Cadenas back. He's coming in now. Runner's going to try to come. Here's the throw coming into third, and he's going to beat it. Throw is a little bit up the line. So runners now on first and third with 2 outs, but more importantly is the Spartans do get the second out of the inning.
Runners at the corners is a scary situation, but with 2 outs, all you need to do is get one with a force at second to end the inning. So that alleviates a little bit of stress. But again, if you get a ball on the ground, that runner at third, Arisari, he's wanting to give the Sharks the lead, and he's going to be sprinting home.
Number 9 hitter Hazard to the plate. Got the first hit of the game, actually.
Hazard also ran all the way around and came home for the game's first run, too.
Yeah. The pitch. Curveball, strike call.
I'll say the breaking action in that one makes it look a little more like a slurve rather than a curve, but
yeah.
Does also drop quite a bit at the end there, so allows to place it right into that bottom corner inside the zone.
Oh, 1 ahead of the count is Paul. The pitch to Hazard. In the dirt, blocked by Rulai. Hazard steps back in. Now a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Runners on first and third. A tied game at 2-2. Ground ball out to Earhart at second. He bobbles it. And he's safe. The run scores. Took a bad hop on Drew and rode up his chest. He tried to get the throw to Sullivan on time, but they called him safe. Nova Southeastern up 3-2.
That's an unfortunate hop, and Earhart got it back down, but just a few steps late. Not able to get the final out of the inning. And the Sharks now are able to come right back and take the lead. They had a long ball early, and now use small ball right here. Runners on first and second, still 2 outs. But the game is back in the Sharks' hands.
Top of the order, Epstein at the plate. And the pitch. Outside, Rulai has to backhand it. Sharks put up a run in the third. Tampa answered with 2 in the top of the fourth. But Nova Southeastern has answered with 2 in the bottom of the fourth for the 3-2 lead. The pitch. Outside. 2-0. Spartans have pitchers in the bullpen, though no one is throwing at the moment. I believe that's Dalton Ross on the hill, looking like he might be ready if needed. The pitch. Ground ball fielded. Nice job by Nunez. And that saved a run, but the bases are going to be loaded.
That play is just safer to hold on to it and make sure the run can't go off an error throw. It was a great diving play. Even though the bases are loaded, you still only have 2 outs. And that's the important thing. It's still a 3-2 game rather than what would have definitely been a 4-2 game should that have gone all the way to Lala.
Nunez fielded it, got up, kind of a race to the base with Avendano, but with 2 outs he was running and had it. And here comes Joe Urso, and that usually means he's going to change pitchers. Sam always comes out to make the courtesy call, but Joe makes the change. And I don't think he wants it to get any worse than this. And that'll be the day for Michael Paul. And I believe that's Dalton Ross coming in. It is Dalton Ross, number 33. We'll get numbers on him. Dalton Ross coming in with a 4.88 ERA. This will be his 4th appearance of the year. 28. That can't be right. 9th appearance of the year. 28 and 2/3 innings pitched.
3 reason I think you might want to go with Ross here is because he does have 40 strikeouts in those 28 2/3 innings. Second on the team total in K through 9, although the person who's in front has only pitched 2 innings this season. So in a technical perspective, he is the leader when you look at players who have pitched more than 10 innings.
Ross is a junior from Statesboro, Georgia. Why don't we take a break while he warms up? 3-2. Runners on first, second, and third for Nova Southeastern. So a tough situation for Ross. We'll see what he does after this on TampaSpartans.tv.
In the late 1920s, the prospect of a Hillsborough High student enrolling in college was bleak. The nation was in the throes of the Great Depression. Businesses were failing, and many of Tampa's beautiful waterfront homes were left abandoned. The principal at Hillsborough High, Frederick Spalding, didn't see these barriers. He only saw bright young students who were in need of a place to continue their learning. In 1931, collegiate-level courses were offered at Hillsborough High. This would later become the University of Tampa. On August 2, 1933, Spalding arrived at the doors of Plant Hall with a 100-year lease from the city and a firm resolve, and with the turn of a key, opened the door to the University of Tampa. In its fledgling years, UT was fortunate if it could collect half the tuition due from its students. It was only through the dedication of its professors, who worked without pay, that the university survived the Great Depression. Over the next several decades, UT grew slightly, enrolling up to 1,800 at times, starting several sports teams, and even began accepting students from other areas of the country. But in the early 90s, the growth seemed to stand still, even stop. UT needed new life, some passion. UT needed strong leadership.
So Dalton Ross done with his warm-ups, and we will get set for a not the best situation you want to come into as a reliever, but that is what it is. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Nova Southeastern has pushed 2 across this inning to take a 3-2 lead. And Ross will face the number 2 hitter in the lineup, Frank.
Frank had a sacrifice fly earlier. It was deep to center and brought a run home.
First pitch, strike. Dalton's job, limit the damage. Outside, Ross, kind of a sidearm thrower for the Spartans.
It's a harder release point to track for hitters. It can be effective if you're able to throw a pitch up high. That's going to really have a lot of rising action from the point of view of the batter.
And blooped out to Earhart or Cumbo. Caught by Earhart. And did he drop it? He did. It fell away from him. Now they've got a rundown going. Runner on third. The throw. He is back. Runner moves to second, and a run scores. 2-run score, actually. And runners are safe at second and third. Earhart dove for it. Kind of collided with Cumbo, and then it popped out of his mitt. He threw it into the infield. They had a runner on third, had the runner on the base, the batter in a rundown between first and second, but the runner on third was kind of faking like he was going home, so they threw it to third, but he got back in time, and the batter hustled into second base, and now there's runners at second and third, and it's now, they're showing 4-2. I think it's 5-2.
It is 5-2 since 2 runners came home, but they had a runner in the pickle. They should have went for that out.
Well, if they get in the pickle and the runner scores before they get him out, he scores.
Of course.
So that's the play you got to look at, but they maybe just threw it a little too prematurely. But that's just a decision you have to make. There's a pitch call to Pastore, the second baseman, for a strike. But now runners are on second and third, still 2 outs, and 2 more runs in. That's ball outside. This is Ross's inning to finish. Nobody throwing for Tampa right now. And not Ross's fault on that. He got him to bloop it, but it was just kind of in no man's land.
right in that dead zone between second and right. Just a very hard ball to play.
That one's hit out toward Cadenas in center. He goes back, moves in, goes a little bit to his left, and ends the inning. But Nova Southeastern puts up a 4 spot here in the 4th and has taken a 5-2 lead over Tampa. We head to the 5th. You're watching on TampaSpartans.tv.
Welcome to the University of Tampa. My name is Tucker Whitman, and I'm a junior marketing major here at UT. Today we're going to look at some of the highlights of our beautiful Riverside campus here in downtown Tampa. We'll start at Plan Hall. This historic building was opened in 1891 as the Tampa Bay Hotel, and now serves as the main academic building here at UT, with 4 floors of classrooms, as well as faculty and administrative offices. Next up, the Vaughn Center, the hub of campus life and activities. This multi-purpose building includes the campus bookstore, our primary cafeteria plus an additional food court, a theater, as well as offices and meeting rooms for student organizations. The Vaughn Center is also one of UT's residence halls, providing 5 floors of student rooms. Morsani Hall is another residence hall here at UT. In addition to housing approximately 450 students, this building offers another selection of eateries as well as a small grocery store. Now let's check out the Sykes College of Business. This academic building houses classrooms and faculty offices for UT's undergrad and graduate business students. This building also has a real-time stock trading room. Right next door is the Sykes Chapel for Faith and Values. This gorgeous interfaith chapel features a large main hall complete with a massive pipe organ, as well as meditation rooms and meeting rooms. Student healthcare is a major priority for us here at UT. The Dickey Health and Wellness Center is accessible to all students and provides high-quality services including basic medical care, counseling, and wellness programs. On the east side of campus,
We head to the top of the 5th. Spartans now down 5-2. So I've decided that, Taylor, you got to get the comeback going.
Well, hopefully I'll have some good luck with that, Jack. Spartans did concede 4 runs in the 4th inning after being able to take a 2-1 lead. They've still got time to come back, but right now, not looking great for the Spartans. That first pitch is going to be taken, strike 1. So Ray, of course, still going. Pitched the first 4 innings and has 3 strikeouts so far. Nunez got on base via walk last time up in the 3rd. Now on strike 2. On the low corner of the zone, but in the zone indeed, 0-2. Swing and a miss. That one's in the dirt, but Nunez will be thrown out at first. That's number 4 of the game for Ray. Slow start to the inning for the Spartans. Their hot run in the 4th might have cooled off after the longer inning from the Sharks. And now we're going to see Cadenas up here. Sacrificed his last time up. Ready from the stretch, the 0-0. (1-0) now to Cadenas. That one's going to be taken. Just up high, ball 2. For the season, Cadenas, .287 average, a 418 on base percentage, and .362 slugging. He's got 14 strikeouts and 14 walks, an even ratio, which is very good for a hitter. That one goes down, but in the zone, 2-1. Question, of course, being how long can Ray go? He's already ready for his 70th pitch here. Even though the count is 3-1, Ray not looking super phased at the moment. Cadenas hoping he can get on base one more time. And help the Spartans get going. Strike 2 on the inside corner. Count will go full. We saw some players stretching and getting some tosses in from Nova Southeastern's bullpen earlier, but for now, it is empty. So they're trusting Ray for this 5th inning. That's going to be grounded to short. Picked up. That's a close play at first, but he's out by a step. That'll be the 2nd out of the inning.
Nice job by Epstein going away from the infield. He was actually on the grass and threw it one hopper to Frank at first, and he dug it out of the dirt nicely.
It was a tough ball to field, but Epstein did it in time to beat the runner. Rulai drew a walk his last time up. And now is tasked with trying to get the Spartans going. They've been retired for the first 2 batters of this inning. That one's going to be strike one, a little bit of breaking action in the zone. You do have the platoon advantage, lefty on righty. And, well, the main thing is you don't have the lefty on lefty disadvantage. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. The count now is 0-2, so in the hole. Nova Southeastern could retire the Spartan bats in order for this inning and try to get their red-hot offense back going. That one's high for ball 1. Ready to go one more time. 1-2. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts as he retires the Spartan side. After conceding that home run to Dan Sullivan, Ray has found 4 strikeouts and has put the Spartans down in order. They will be batting once again as we enter the bottom of the 5th. Right after this, you are watching Tampa Spartans playoff baseball on Tampa Spartans TV.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
So we're back at Tampa Baseball Stadium, University of Tampa campus. The skies have parted ways, but it's still relatively overcast. The rain has avoided us for now and given us some good baseball. A 5-2 Sharks lead. They're technically the home team because, well, there's a system and algorithm they use, trying to avoid teams going back-to-back and home, and honestly, it does give time for teams to clean their jerseys for the next day. But we're getting ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. Fernandez will lead off for Nova Southeastern, and the 4th inning, he took it high, he took it deep, and he took it yard to tie up the game at 2-2, while the Sharks are able to continue and get a lead later on. So far, 2 home runs in the tournament for Fernandez, and now is going to be set to go against Ross. He came in to try to finish the last inning, and he was able to after surrendering a hit. Ross ready to go. He's going to drive that down the third base line. It's fair. He's going to try to turn 2. Throw will definitely not be in time. It's bobbled in the outfield. But he's going to stay. They're not going to send him to 3. But it's a leadoff double for Nova Southeastern. And they have been better with the bats today. And for Fernandez, that's his 2nd hit. And that's his first non-home run hit of the tournament. In Game 2 yesterday, he had a home run, but went 1 for 5 in total. So that is going to be his first non-home run hit, as he's now 2 for 3.
You mentioned they're hitting better. They're 7 for 19 today, 368. Tampa sitting at 215, which is just 133.
So Tampa's bat's quiet, but the good news for these teams, unlike in our previous game, it is not an elimination game. The losing team will play early tomorrow in a winner-go-home game. while the winner will then go to the regional championship outright with a chance for one more game to seal a ticket to the Super Regional. And of course, Nova Southeastern, they are the 5 seed, but should things break the way that they would like to in the other half of the bracket, they still have a shot of hosting the Super Regional. The number 2 seed very well might be getting out of the tournament. They're currently losing. The game is finally getting ready to resume after rain delay. Count goes to 2-1 now. Winner, of course, facing Valdosta State. Loser facing Valdosta State tomorrow. If Nova Southeastern loses the lead, it would be a revenge match, as Valdosta State would want to get revenge on the team that sent them to the losers bracket. That one's going to be outside. Goes 3-1 now. Got on base via single last time. Would love to get on base via walk here. On deck for Nova Southeastern. Number 1, the junior, with a 1-for-1 today. Swing and a miss. That one gets the count full. Runner on second, no outs. Here's the full count pitch. Irizarry's stepping away for a second. And now he's back. And here's the full count pitch. That one's going to be sent to the air. Tracking back is Lala.
Wow.
Will it stay in? It is gone. See ya. And for the Sharks, it is a 7-2 lead. It is a case of a bad day for the Spartans. Their arms were very good in Game 1, but in Game 2, that's the second ball they've let lead the yard. And Nova Southeastern out of the dugout to celebrate. And in those most recent 2 innings, 6 runs conceded for the Spartans. And that is going to be disappointing. A loss here doesn't end the Spartans' season, but it means they're going to need to find 3 more wins to get to the Super Regional.
Lala kept drifting back on that one, and I kept thinking he had a bead on it. And then he bumped up against the fence, and it was too late. That thing hit about 20 feet up on the fence that is surrounding the outfield fence. I did notice that Irizarry, when he rounded third base, almost all the way home with a long stare into the Tampa dugout.
I think that might have been what their coach was upset about, the previous home run celebration.
Oh,
hit by pitch. Obviously, that's not retaliation for a home run. You could tell that one was a breaking ball that just slipped out of his glove. A little bit lower control. But I think maybe Nova Southeastern really didn't take kindly to Tampa celebrating their home run.
That, or, we didn't see it, but maybe when Dan Sullivan was running to first, he was staring in their dugout.
That could have been it as well. Either way, we've seen the technically they're home fans, but obviously traveling from Nova Southeastern, being very loud, as well as their dugout. But they are leading by 5. They've got every right to be. First pitch is now taken, strike 1, runner on. No outs, still. And we do see an empty Tampa bullpen. You have to wonder, maybe, or so, seeing this deficit is thinking, okay, if we are going to lose, I would rather a full bullpen for the next few games. That one's breaking in the outside corner. Strike 1. Because, of course, strike 2, actually. Tampa, if they lose, they play tomorrow, and they would have to play a second game.
They'd have to play a doubleheader.
If they beat Valdosta State, so they might want to have their relievers as warm as they can be and as good as they can be. That one's strike 3 looking. We saw Rivera slow to get out of the batter's box. He thought it was low. It was not.
Yeah, Valdosta State plays the loser of this game, and we'll check on the game time. But then after that game, the winner of that game plays the winner of this game. So somebody will play a doubleheader tomorrow.
It will. And if Tampa loses, it will mean the winner of that gets a revenge match in the regional championship, because Valdosta State was knocked to the losers bracket by the Sharks previously. That's going to be grounded. Now to third. They turn 1. They turn 2. So Tampa surrenders a 2-run shot, but they get out of the inning. 2 runs, 2 hits Nova Southeastern extends their lead to 5. Spartans are ready to go for the top of the 6th after this with the top of the order. More playoff baseball on Tampa Spartans TV.
Just another ordinary day at UT.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
So we're back at the University of Tampa, and if you're a Tampa fan, quite the opposite scenes from yesterday. The good news is, though, the Spartans, it's not opposite enough where they're down by 30 at this stage, but they are trailing by 5 as the Sharks have had a very good run of form so far. Urso will lead off for the Spartans as the top of the order is back, ready to go. Urso grounded out into a double play last time in the 3rd inning, and will want to make amends for that. He has over 400 for his batting average in the season, but today he hasn't got a hit yet. We see some action over the Nova Southeastern bullpen, but so far in 76 pitches, they're still trusting Ray to kick off the 6th inning. First pitch right here. That was going to be low for ball 1. Urso, of course, didn't play the entire season. Injury came back and since then has been incredibly strong. The only Spartan hitter hitting over 400. Now it's going to go to 2-0 on that one. He flashed bunt and pulled away. Last game, Urso had 2 RBIs and went 4 for 5. So he was one of the many Spartan bats are on fire, but so far, 133 average. They're very cool today. That one taken on the inside corner, strike 1. Sadly been customary for a lot of sports this season, other than lacrosse. We do see more away fans today, home fans, but quite a good attendance for both. Quite a few Spartans fans to the left, and quite a few Nova Southeastern fans to the right from the booth. All vocal and enjoying this game. 2-2 count after that foul ball to Urso. From the stretch, fouls it away, so he stays alive. After conceding the home run to Sullivan, Ray has been nearly untouchable for the Spartans. They've struggled to get balls in play against him and even get runners on. In total, he's got 5 strikeouts in the game, bringing his total for the season up to 74. Here's the 2-2. At grounded, and he's going to pick it up, runs it over, and makes the toss. That'll be out number 1, and that's pretty much identical to Urso's first out. Although that was an easier play for save this time, just had to react and catch the ball off the bounce.
There's the left fielder, Jordan Lala.
Jordan Lala ready to go with 1 out. He scored in off a double. Of course, he doubled back in the 4th inning where Dan Sullivan took him home on a 2-run shot. So he knows how to crack save and is a lefty. Ray's a tough pitcher. Finds that one in the outside corner, strike 1. And now we do see some action in the bullpen. If I'm seeing correctly, it does look like that one is going to be fouled away. That goes home too. It will be one of the bullpen arms for Nova Southeastern. Matt Kavanaugh stretching out. In fact, swing and miss. Strike 3. That's number 6 of the season. And 2 outs again for the Spartans. Another slow start. And here comes a man who hit one deep last time. He had a home run last time up. Well, that's the guy who's on deck. Right now, it's Drew Earhart. That first pitch taking ball 1. But as we see Kavanaugh get some stretches in, he's been a starter most of the season, but for now, he'll come in likely for a longer release. Strike 1 there as he flashed once. Lined out and flew out as Earhart is seeking his first hit of the tournament. He's one of the only Spartan bats to really struggle in the previous game. 2-1 countdown. Ray now at 88 pitches, and you wonder just how far they're going to want him to go. He's pitched well so far. He's looking like he's achieving some of the best stuff he's had all game. 3-1 count now. Earhart's going to send that one. Is it fair? It is gone! See ya! What a way to get your first hit of the tournament, and Drew Earhart brings the deficit to 4. The Spartans will need a little more work, but he takes that one deep. It stayed fair. It's now a 7-3 ball game. The Spartans are out of the dugout again celebrating, cheering on their teammate. It's customary for them. Give them some handshakes. That is an important shot in the arm for the Spartans, as they're going to need a little bit more to make a comeback happen. Dan Sullivan's a man who knows how to take it deep. He did in his last at-bat. And they might be hoping to take that deficit even shorter now. Hoping that home run, Sullivan also grounded out. First pitch taken. Strike 1. Keeping a very fast pace of play. This time he's simply going to pop it up. This one won't have the distance, and that'll end the inning as he makes the catch and left. Hernandez ends the inning, but the Spartans score a home run. 7-3. And now the bottom half coming up. We're going to see Hazard FC and Frank for Southeastern. 7-3 Sharks. More Spartans baseball. Postseason right after this.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown.
Hazard leads off for Nova Southeastern. 32 plate appearances. He's gone all the way around the bases twice with 2 runs. And in total, 1 for 2. Ross still on the bat. Sets the kickoff. And that first pitch is going to be taken outside. Ball 1. Now this one's going to be inside the zone, strike 1. The Sharks' bats have been solid so far. Since the 3rd inning, they've started to get quite a few runs on the board. Last time up, they had 2. And there's a line drive that's going to drop in the outfield. Get started with a single. And that'll bring the top of the order back up with the runner on. I've seen this. She's 1 for 2. Game. He's been one of the Southeastern's more consistent hitters.
On the scoreboard, by the way, we have agreement. Yeah.
So far for the tournament, he's done quite well. In total, 4 for 6 after his 3 for 5 2 RBI day yesterday. Going for second, Eli. Ball slips, so it's going to be a stolen base there for Hazo. So now runners on second with no outs. Hazo did a great jump. And it would have been a tough throw from Rulai, even if he was able to get a full hand on the ball. Some more stretching from the bullpen over Southeastern, but now Tampa still remains empty for Ross. 0-1. Drops a bunt, and he's going to get the runner to third. But with a good throw from Ross, that'll be the first out of the inning. So Frank will step up here. He's 1 for 2 today.
First baseman Adam Frank.
Dangerous position already. The Sharks want to get that lead back up to 5 and try to give their bullpen a little extra buffer as the Spartans bats might start waking up later in the game. First pitch outside, ball 1. Even though Frank only has 1 hit, he has brought home 3 RBIs today in total, 8 for the tournament, so he's generated quite a few of Nova Southeastern's runs. Now goes to now 2-0. Here he is. Fouled away. Entering this game, the season series had gone completely the way of the Spartans. They had taken the undefeated Sharks earlier in the season, gave them 3 straight losses. But so far, the Sharks have looked like they've gotten the upper hand on set for revenge today. Now it goes 2-2 after that swing and miss. Ross checks dugout and readies to go. Foul away 1 more time. The 3-4 hitters due up for Nova Southeastern. Barring a double play, they both see action. Well, actually, because there's one out already. Fernandez would need a score or Frank to get hit. 2-2. Swing and a miss. So Ross is going to pick up a second strikeout. And that is the second out of the inning.
The second baseman, Duncan Pastore.
Pastore flew out each of the previous 3 at-bats. The good news for the Spartans is a flyout would not bring a sacrifice home this time. Ross with that out takes his second full inning of work. Ready to go from mound. Now one just low, ball one. Friday afternoon turning tonight. And so far, 84 degrees in Tampa. A few of the dugout players from the Spartans have to jump out of the way of that foul ball. Skies stay clear, but as the game continues, we might start to see some showers later on. They're projected to come around 7 or a little bit later than that. And it is 6:51 p.m. 1-1 to the story. There's a line drive to left. Lala tracking it down. He won't be able to close it up in time. And that will be the first hit for Pastore. And the Sharks back up by 5 and 8-3 lead.
The batter is the left fielder, Aydan Fernandez.
Fernandez hit a home run back in the 4th. 2 for 3 today. An interesting note for Fernandez. He's got a 970 OPS, and now for the season, 13 home runs. That first pitch fouled away, strike one. Strike two now, that one's going to be taken on the inside of the zone, on the outside corner. So a runner on with 2 outs, looking to keep the bleeding to a minimum. Runner goes for second, swing and a miss. And with that, the inning's over. The ump says, don't need to make the throw to first. That's it. So with that, there's 1 run on 2 hits. Nova Southeastern responds with a run of their own after the Tampa home run. And entering the top of the 7th inning, they lead 8-3. More playoff baseball on Tampa's Spartans.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school. Academic opportunities are extensive and rigorous, but this mid-sized residential campus retains a welcoming feel. With a student-faculty ratio of 16:1, students benefit from direct interaction with expert faculty, a faculty that is passionate about teaching and mentoring. Outside the classroom, UT enjoys a unique environment. Plant Hall, a National Historic Landmark, is surrounded by modern and historic buildings on 105 acres. UT's beautiful downtown riverfront setting offers a gateway to the heart of a vibrant city. Students are within walking distance of jobs and internships, and the recreational opportunities are endless, both off campus and on campus. Students live in upscale residence halls and enjoy diverse activities, including performing.
So we are back at the University of Tampa. Sharks still lead 8-3. We are ready to go for the top of the 7th inning. And I'm rejoined, of course, with Jack Ike. And Jack, still on the mound for the Sharks is Ray. He's had 92 pitches today, but hasn't broken too many sweats so far.
Yeah, I think we're both surprised he's up to 92 pitches. That hadn't been his track record to this point. But Nova Southeastern has had an answer for everything Tampa's done. And you can see outside now that the sun is out. I did check the radar because you were talking about 7 o'clock. It's all about where are you located. Lakeland is getting pounded, but it's all moving away from Tampa. So they were accurate in that it was a good chance of rain, but it just depended on where you were. And we've got lucky on this one.
We certainly did because we've been able to see some more baseball.
Jamarcus Lyons at the plate now. 8-3. Spartans are down. And he watches that one outside. It'll go 3-1. I think we both agree as well that if Ray struggles a little bit in this inning, he draws a 5-pitch walk. Ray kind of looking like, are you kidding? Those were good pitches.
They certainly were, and that one looked like it would have been a strike, but I think it's just a couple inches high is what the umpire rules that one. And Lyons going to be able to get on base. So Cumbo for the season, 3.51 average, but today, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Much different day than yesterday. We were looking at video numbers yesterday. The Spartans at one time were batting 600 or 683 or something like that against Spring Hill. That was just one of those days that will go down in history.
Yep, but for today, the Spartans have been brought back down to reality.
You can't pool the runs. Cumbo fouls it back. 0-2. Spartans need base runners, some timely hits, maybe a long ball or two. But they need 5 just to get back into this game. Throw to first.
They've already got 1 runner, but they would like to get more, and they would like to send a couple of them home because they can score a couple runs. We know the Spartans can, but they're going to need to score 5 to stay alive.
And he golfs that one foul. It's going to go out of play. It's always nice at this ballpark when the sun comes out because you can see downtown Tampa in the distance. This is definitely an urban campus. One thing you can't tell by seeing this view here is the downtown buildings and this field are separated by the Hillsborough River. There's a strike call, and E.J. Cumbo is called out on strikes.
The previous at-bat ended with a ball that looked like a strike. This one, a strike that looks like a ball. So, sometimes when you've got a little bit of an umpire flipping a coin with a few of those calls right there, sometimes you land with the heads, sometimes you land with the tails. And fortunately for fortunately for Cumbo, that is his second strikeout that he's gone down looking today, 3rd in total. So
Anthony Nunez now to the plate, a walk and a strikeout. 7 strikeouts for Ray on the day, just 3 walks. Ray now with, after the Cumbo at bat, 101 pitches. So there's a strike call. So if you stick by the typical book, this would be the last inning for Ray. And the pitch. Outside. 2-1.
Nunez was able to work a walk in the 3rd inning. So he knows how to beat Ray in terms of that category before and has the batter's count. So he can play with this pitch right here.
A little bit high. 3-1. I would bet Joe Urso says you're taking this because he wants any kind of base runner. And if he gives up a strike, so be it. You still got a strike to go. The pitch. In the dirt, he got the walk anyway. Runners go to first and second, so Spartans have a little something going. And coming to the plate is Jose Cadenas.
4 walks compared to 3 hits, so the Spartans haven't been very successful when they get the ball in play, but they have been able to get quite a few runners on. But surprisingly as well, they've only left 1 runner on base in total throughout the game.
Now
Nova has left
there was
5.
a double play ball that wiped out one of the runners, so yeah, you're right. There's a slow walk to the mound by Laz Gutierrez, and it may be pitching change time. I think somebody is heading from the bullpen in. Normal procedure seems to be if it's the head coach comes out, they do make the pitching change. But no, he's going to stick with him. Just a confidence talk. So there's his one visit.
I think he just wanted to settle Ray down really quickly because, again, you can see 2 walks. You do have a strikeout already, but just want to make sure that on 106 pitches, he's feeling okay. Pinch hitter, I think, coming up for the Spartans here. Unless that is Cadenas. No, it is.
It's Cadenas. Ray in the stretch. Runners on first and second. The pitch. That is a ball high. Take him any way you can get him at this point, folks.
Thing as well, being down by 5, Spartans get a bases loaded and they can knock 1 or 2 runs in. That starts to look a lot better for you at this stage of the game.
Well, see, now you're at the point where you need the timely hitting. You've got the base runners, and that's outside. Though take the walks if you can. I would bet even 2-0 here, Joe is saying, at the worst, you don't swing unless it's down the pipe.
And I agree because, again, you'd rather try to work a count.
Yeah, he may go total take sign. In the stretch, Ray fires. Inside. No, call strike. I jumped the count there.
Happens from time to time, but again, that was similar to the strikeout we saw earlier. Ball looking a little bit to the left side of the plate, but I think for his established strike zone, that's a corner that he's going to give to the pitcher. While pitchers that are more up high, that's one he gives more to the batter.
Fouled back, we're 2-2 now, and that one's off the face mask of Hernandez. And I always like this when the umpires do that. Whenever the catcher gets jostled like that, they almost always go out to the mound, bring a ball to the pitcher, deliver it, take their time. Sometimes they even like to clean the plate. It looks pretty clean from here. No, he's going to clean it. So I've got the patter down. Just a few extra seconds to get the cobwebs out.
Also, good news as well for Hernandez behind the plate. He looks A-okay after that one because, a ball that hits you on the face mask, that can leave you shaken up. But he's all fine, and we're ready to continue.
2-2 count. Cadenas needs to slap one through the infield. Here's the pitch. And he bloops it out to second base. Oh, first baseman caught it. Nice job by Frank to cut over and get it before it got out to second. 2 down now. Runners still at first and second, and Josh Rulai to the plate.
The Spartans found some good...
But they're calling Josh Rulai back and sending up John Malcolm.
The Spartans found the runners they need, but now they're bringing in a pinch hitter to try to help. And Malcolm, very consistent, 4 for 6 yesterday.
Yeah, started yesterday as the DH. Coming in for Rulai. Might see Drew Earhart go behind the plate then for the next inning or for the rest of the game.
If they want, they might also make a double switch because we did see Lorenzo come in yesterday at third base. He's a catcher as listed on the roster.
All right,
so
it's the second trip to the mound, so that will be time for a pitching change. We'll see who trots in from the bullpen. So Laz Gutierrez says, okay, I've ridden you as far as I can. I know you've got 2 outs, but we're going to make a change. And they're bringing in number 35 to pitch.
Matt Cavanaugh, he's going to step in here.
The former Pittsburgh Panthers quarterback from the 80s, I think.
Yep. He might not be from Pittsburgh, but he is from Coral Springs.
Okay.
He may have played quarterback in high school.
Could have been, yeah, he could have been.
Now, you might ask, hey, Ray's a lefty pitcher. You're facing a lefty bat in Malcolm. Why Going to see play resume. Warm-ups have concluded.
Yeah, there's why Kavanaugh looks so slender. He's 6'4", 180.
Oh, wow.
All right, everybody back to their respective spots. That's Nunez on first, Jamarcus Lyons on second, 2 outs. John Malcolm in a pinch hit role in the number 9 slot. He wants to get on base to get to the top of the order. Kavanaugh in the stretch, holds the glove high, brings it down. Fires in the dirt. That one motivated the Spartans fans.
Saw a little bit of heat on that one, too, so that's going to be something that is going to make it harder for Malcolm. Fast and already looking as a lefty from a lefty perspective. Throwing, balls look about a mile or two faster from the glove, so that'll add to the pressure of the playoff situation with 2 runners on and 2 outs.
1-0 pitch. That's a strike call. One on the way. Big swing. I've asked this question before, never gotten a great answer, but why do people obsess with the lefty-lefty matchup when 75% of the game is a righty-righty matchup? The best answer I can come up with is because it's 75% of the time. You see it so much, you're kind of immune to it and don't even think about it.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Because normally there is a lefty-lefty platoon. You don't always see lefties. That's why it's more unique. If you're a righty facing a righty, there's less.
It's almost what you grow up with.
Exactly.
You see it so much.
Yeah, and righties, that's basically what you see every single time. So the platoon advantage doesn't affect hitters as much.
1-2 pitch on the way with 2 outs, 2 on. Check swing, they call a strike, inning is over. Tampa does not score after getting 2 runners on. We have played 6.5. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Nova Southeastern on top of the Spartans, 8-3 on TampaSpartans.tv.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it.
An incredible finish by Hall. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Bottom of the 7th we go. Tampa has made a few defensive changes. John Malcolm, who came in as a pinch hitter, will go to first base. Dan Sullivan, who was at first base, goes all the way across the infield to third base. Drew Earhart, who was at second base, goes to catcher because Malcolm batted for the catcher Josh Rulai. And Nunez, who was at third base, has gone to second base. So the infield from first to third is Malcolm, Nunez, Urso, Sullivan. The battery is Ross and Earhart. Outfield stays the same, Lala, Cadenas, and Cumbo. And at the plate is Irisari, who knocked one out of the park last time and fouls this one off.
Irizarry had a 2-run shot in the 5th inning, and that was crucial for the Sharks because it allowed them to extend their lead to 5.
And he rips that one out into left field, falls in front of Lala for a base hit.
Tampa's outfield has been deep, and they've been doing a good job to get in front of balls to make sure they don't go for doubles. But you got to think, if Lala's a little shallower, maybe he's able to catch a few of those balls that head his way.
Yeah, Irizarry's got power, though, so I think they're respecting that.
I mean, of course he's got power. We saw him hit a home run earlier.
Yeah, I think more than anything, they're just getting him over the infield, and they're falling in, unfortunately, for Tampa. To the plate now is Avendano. Looks to bunt, fouls it off.
And you mentioned that the balls are landing for Nova Southeastern. They aren't for the Spartans, and that's just how the game of baseball goes. Sometimes the balls will go your way, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they'll take a rude hop, and Earhart bobbles it, and that leads to a run coming home. Or maybe it'll be a line drive right to short that ends the inning for the Spartans. So that's just what you do sometimes. That's just how it happens.
And the pitch, runner goes, throw down to second. He's in safely. Irizarry with the stolen base, and he is in scoring position, as they say.
For Irizarry, swiping another bag
That's
right
19
here.
19 of 19, I think, now.
The art thief strikes again.
He's not the top base stealer in terms of actual stealing bases, but he's never been caught this year.
Pitch was a strike, though, so you do have a very nice pitcher's count.
Ross fires. Looked good, doesn't get the call, though, 1-2.
May have been just a little low.
Ross asked the umpire, was that low? And he said yes. One and two to Avendano. Off speed, fly ball, heading out fairly deep, but Lala near the track, makes the catch. Irizarry's going to tag, and he's going to go into third standing up. The throw's up the line. So a man on third now with just one out. Brings up Rivera.
Great effort by Lala to try to bring it in, but that went all the way to the wall. It would have been hard for a cannon to get him out there, especially since we know that Irizarry is fast and knows how to get his way around the base path.
Pinch hitter coming up for Nova Southeastern is Nick Sanders coming to the plate. He is a senior from Coral Springs, Florida. Coming into bat for Rivera. Rivera, the right fielder. And the Spartans are going to give him the automatic pass to first.
Urso wants a ground ball to get a double play.
He wants to force out, he wants to something to get out of this inning. Now striding to the plate is Hernandez.
What's funny for Nick Sanders is that he actually has 14 walks in the season, despite only having a total of 14 games played. So
he must be the designated walker. And immediately after getting the intentional pass, they bring in a pinch runner, Alejandro Mercado.
Indeed, Alejandro Mercado is in, ready to go. As a pinch runner, and we're trying to look. He's 3 for 3 on stolen base attempts this season, so I wonder if he's going to try to make a run for it.
So Mercado from Venezuela on first.
And this is the type of situation where better stolen bases and base running can actually benefit you, because you can turn the runners at the corner situation now to runners in second and third.
Timeout called. Drew Earhart's going to come out. What we've seen from Las Gutierrez as a head coach today is, wouldn't be surprised if he sends Mercado down just to defeat what the Spartans are attempting to do, which is set up the force. Not only that, you throw it to second, you risk Irisari trying to score from third.
And remember, Irisari knows how to get his way around the base path, so he will be able to...
Little game of cat and mouse going on here.
Exactly.
So finally into the batter's box is Hernandez. And the first pitch low outside. That's a base hit. That's going to bring Irisari in. Lala fields it. Marcarlo will stay at second. Runners at first and second. Now 9-3 Nova Southeastern. Solid single there. And Nova Southeastern inching away from Tampa in the late innings.
The Sharks smell blood in the water, and they have struck. And struck hard here today. That's their 12th hit of the ball game. And they get their largest lead of the game at 6.
Hazard, the number 9 hitter, way outside by Ross. The pitch shows bunt, pulls it back, it's a strike. Well, I know it's never over till it's over, but the Spartans need to hope for, at some point tomorrow, a rematch with Nova Southeastern.
They indeed will. All they have to do is beat Valdosta State, but that Valdosta State team has looked solid so far in the tournament.
Fouled off, 1-2.
Spartans, of course, still have 6 outs to go, but they also have the same number of runs if they don't want to have to go to a win or go home game tomorrow. Both teams don't have a loss yet in the double elimination bracket, so a season won't be ending tonight for either of them.
One and two count. Ross asks for the sign again, and Hazard steps out. Now he's ready, and the pitch. Sets up outside and hits the outside where the mitt was set up, but he doesn't get the call. Two-two pitch. Low outside, 3-2. Don't want to load the bases, especially with the top of the order coming up.
Urso has been content to let Ross continue, but we do see some players stretching out.
It almost looks like it's Drew Martin again. That's a pretty tall guy out in the mound there.
I think that would be a pretty safe bet because he is pretty tall.
He pitched yesterday, last late innings. Fouled off on the 3-2 count.
The Spartans lose here. They will have to play at least 3 games if they want to try to get to the Super Regional. So it might be a good move to bring Martin back out and just say, hey, listen, let's keep the rest of our bullpen ready because they're going to have a lot of work to do.
3-2 again. Fouled off again. So Dalton Ross having to work to try to get Hazard out. Ross with the long look. Now he's in the stretch. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off again. 3 straight foul balls on 3-2 count. Hazard steps back in. Been on base every time today. Couple base hits and an E4. That was the ground ball to Drew Earhart, I think. And the pitch. Outside, he walked him. Bases will be full. Top of the order, Epstein coming up.
So Hazard there, he's able to work a walk after a pretty long at-bat, so good job for him. And that'll be more bad news for the Spartans, who today just cannot catch a break. They were living in dreamland yesterday, and now they are off cloud 9, back down to earth as they've surrendered 9. Potentially more as runners are at third.
Here comes Sam Militello coming out. Spartan pitching coach, been here same amount of time as Joe Urso. They have been just a dynamic duo for Tampa coaching. Speaking of coaching, Tom Jesse, Spartans women's basketball coach, in attendance today. Saw a couple of his players here earlier. They had a great season. Top 10 ranked team at one point. Won the Sunshine State Conference basketball regular season title. Made it to the NCAA tournament.
I will say, great to see Spartan sports supporting each other at these events. We saw other teams going to lacrosse, and I imagine that some of these guys may be there should there be no game on Sunday to watch the number 2 face the number 1 in the nation in a very thrilling match this weekend.
The Mound Conference is over. Everybody back. Epstein will get ready. Fly out, a hit by pitch, a base hit, and a sack. Bases are loaded. The pitch. Catches the inside corner, strike 1.
And we've seen all day that inside corner go to the pitcher. And right there, it gets Ross ahead in the count. 54 pitches in relief, 2 2/3 complete.
0-1, swing and a miss. Quickly ahead 0-2.
An interesting note for Ross, he's actually the only Spartan pitcher to have strikeouts. Paul's 3.2 innings of work ended with him getting not a single one, so he was forcing balls into play to get the 11 outs he got throughout the game.
Into the stretch. 0-2 pitch on the way. Waste one outside. McCarlo on third. Hernandez second. Hazard on first. Nova Southeastern's already pushed across 1 run this inning. Long look. Ross is ready. Outside again. Now it's 2-2.
Count is 2-2.
2-2 count, so Epstein working himself back into it. Still
Ross is
advantage
ready.
Pitcher.
Here's the 2-2. Ground ball heading up the middle. Urso with 1. The throw in time. The Spartans get the 6-3 double play to prevent any more runs from scoring. It'll stay a 9-3 game. We go to the 8th inning. Tampa down by 6 right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Top of the 8th we go. Spartans will start with the top of the order. Ursula Earhart. Valdosta State awaiting the loser of this game. Probably, I don't know if they're in the ballpark, maybe listening to us. We'll see it tomorrow. Taking copious notes as they can. J.D. Urso striding to the plate, looking for his first hit of the day. Has hit the ball every time, but unfortunately at people. Kavanaugh on the mound. He pitched a third of an inning. Got the one out he needed. Spartans 6 outs away. Need to make a rally here. Or 6 outs left, I should say. Kavanaugh fires. Urso looks at one in the dirt, low.
You'd really argue that Urso is truly due for a hit here. He's hitting .400 for the season, and right now, 0 for 3. He is the type of bat, though, that can start some runs and generate a little bit of something for the Spartans, so they're going to be hoping he can do just that.
And the pitch. And there's that pitch on the inside corner. On the season, J.D. with 4 home runs, and he hit most of them, those 4 in a cluster within a 2 or 3 week span. Timeout called. Smart move by Kavanaugh to complete the throw. I remember after J.D. hit his first one, I went and talked to him, and I said he hadn't hit a home run last year, and that was his first one this year. And he said, I never hit one in high school.
And now he's got 4.
Yeah. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball, that may get through. No, scooped up nicely by Irisari and across the infield for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Just didn't have enough speed to get through him. Brings Jordan Lala to the plate.
Spartans have been able to generate a little bit of offense, but every time they have, it seems like when they score once, the Sharks will score twice.
They've answered, yeah, and some.
It's been tough for them to try to really keep a run going. And, well, better late than never, but it's looking more like ever because 5 outs to go now with 1 out in the 8th.
Outside to Lala. He doubled and scored and looked like the Spartans were sitting pretty at the time. Took a 2-1 lead. But after that 2-1 lead, Nova Southeastern rebutted that with a 4-run bottom of the 4th, and they've been on top ever since.
They also followed it up with a 2-run 5th inning when the Spartans couldn't bring anything aboard.
Yep. 2-0 to Lala. Outside, 3-0. Kavanaugh in the stretch. Nobody's on, but a lot of relievers like to stretch anyway. And Lala just kind of said, I think he's going to throw a ball before he finished the pitch. And he did. 4-pitch walk.
Before the ump turned to let the walk happen, that bat was already in the air, flying across.
Joe Earhart now to the plate.
Last time up, Earhart hit it high and hit it far.
And deep.
And he was able to help generate a little offense for the Spartans on a solo shot. But They would need more than just another to really get back into this one. I'd love for him to get on base and just keep this offense moving with one out.
The pitch. There's that inside strike.
That one looked, I think, a little safer in the corner this time.
Yep.
Lawless got a couple stolen bases this season. Wonder if he's going to go for it here. But again, Urso probably playing it very safe, not wanting to risk anything.
Yeah, at this point, you just want base runners. You're not trying to force situations. You don't want somebody to get thrown out at second and all of a sudden your inning is almost over. Much different from a 2-1 game in the third inning.
That's when you can sometimes take those outs and say, okay, we'll have more time to do it.
Take a chance, yep.
Here, you have only 3 outs to go if this inning goes up, done, and dusted.
And that is, just foul. Scoots down the line. About 2 feet foul.
That was well hit and disappointing for Earhart. Because that could have been extra bases, and if Lala really had the Jets, he could have made it all the way around. But would have most likely rested at third. But for now, though, the count stays at 1-2.
Kavanaugh sets. 1-2 on the way. In the dirt, 2-2. Lights now on at the ballpark. They've been on for a while. We had that sun peek out about 30 minutes ago or so, but it's clouded up since then. The rain is still east of us and moving east, but it's getting darker anyway. We're at 7:30. 2-2 pitch to Earhart. Digs in, swings and misses though. That might have been in the dirt, but he swung, and that'll bring Dan Sullivan to the plate. 2 outs now for the Spartans.
We've seen Dan hit some deep before, and even though it wouldn't do enough, the Spartans just want to see this inning continue. And so far, he's 1 for 3. Runner on second, 2 outs.
Sullivan is set. Wallace on first, and here's the pitch. Sullivan, big swing, fouls it off.
The netting is tall enough to our left to prevent foul balls from getting into the street, which is good because this road is pretty busy.
That's Cass Street, and it's very heavily traveled. There's been a few that get out there. I saw a ball a couple weeks ago. Behind first base is also a fairly heavy street. So a Mercedes take a one-hopper to the hood.
Oof.
Fortunately, it wasn't from the fly ball. It hit and then bounced. That'll wake you up, though, if you're driving. Now the sun's peeking out a little bit again. 1-1 to Sullivan. Fouled it off. Spartan fans trying to encourage Sullivan. He's got his mom and dad and his brother in attendance. Down from Palatine, Illinois. One ball, 2 strikes. Here we go. Swing and a miss. Inning is over. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. But another strikeout, this one by Kavanaugh, his third, and since coming in relief. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 9-3. Nova Southeastern still leads Tampa right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
Bottom of the 8th we go. Drew Martin coming in to pitch for Tampa. He finished up yesterday's 35-4 win over Spring Hill. And the first batter he will face is Frank. Adam Frank from Saddlebrook, New Jersey. 1 for 4 today. Ground ball. Sullivan on a nice hop at third. Long throw to Malcolm in time. Great play for the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
We saw Martin pitch yesterday, as you mentioned, to close it out. He went 2 innings and only surrendered 2 runs on 5 hits. At that point, it was such a large Spartan lead that Urso didn't care what he did, and honestly, I think he's probably got the same feeling here. Nova Southeastern hold a 6-run lead, and at this point, he wants Martin to just eat a couple more innings just to make sure that he can keep the rest of his bullpen ready, because at this point, the Spartans will be playing the early game tomorrow and could very well have a doubleheader.
Pastore to the plate, looks at a ball. The pitch fouled back. 1-1. Long look. Here's Martin's pitch. Bounces away. Pastore steps back in. He's 1 for 4 today with an RBI on his last at-bat, back in the 6th.
He's hit every ball deep, and finally one of them did land just shallow enough to not get caught.
Another one gets away from Drew Earhart. 2-1.
And 3-1, and I imagine that Urso's again going to tell Martin, hey, you got to pitch it to the zone.
Yeah. That's all he wants. He just expects you to get in there, do the job. Don't put runners on. Don't let them get on. If they get on with a hit, that's fine, but don't put them on with walks. Ground ball. Sullivan gets under him. Out to Lala in left field, so a base runner with 1 out. And brings Fernandez to the plate. Left fielder.
Fernandez, 2 for 2. Well, 4 plate appearances and 2 hits.
That one gets away again, and that's going to send Pastore down to second as Martin has been throwing him low and outside, and Drew Earhart's not able to scoot the mid over to backhand him. Pastore at second. Martin looks, fires, high and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
So far, with runners in scoring position, Nova Southeastern batting .385, 5 for 13.
And that is outstanding. The pitch. Popped up, foul out of play. 2-2 now. Long look by Martin. Glance back at Pastore. And the pitch. Ground ball. Nunez watches Pastore go to third, but they get the out at first, 2 down.
A runner at third is dangerous, but you don't necessarily fear it as much as you would in a closer game and with less than 2 outs.
Brings Irisari to the plate, 3 for 4 today. Home run and a couple singles. Scored every time he's gotten on base. One of the top hitters on the team anyway, so safe to say he's dangerous. There's a strike call. Irisari wasn't really sure he actually swung at that.
That could be a tough call, but we got 4 umpires all watching, so he's able to call upon them for help. Interesting thing for Martin, this is the first game he's come in with a deficit under 10. Every single appearance, the Spartans have either been winning by that margin or losing by that margin.
The pitch. Outside.
Well, actually, it was 13-6 in the loss to Barry, but this is still the shallowest margin that we've seen him enter the game for.
One pitch on the way. And that is low, 2-1.
Irisari, 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs today. He's also been hitting really well.
Two-one pitch. Way outside, 3-1. Martin is set. 3-1. Ground ball out to Nunez. Scoops it up. Run does not count as the Spartans get out of the inning. They're going to have one last chance, folks. It's 9-3. Nova Southeastern on top of Tampa as we head to the top of the ninth on TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school. Academic opportunities are extensive and rigorous, but this mid-sized residential campus retains a welcoming feel. With a student-faculty ratio of 16-1, students benefit from direct interaction with expert faculty, a faculty that is passionate about teaching and mentoring. Outside the classroom, UT enjoys a unique environment. Plant Hall, a National Historic Landmark, is surrounded by modern and historic buildings on 105 acres. UT's beautiful downtown riverfront setting offers a gateway to the heart of a vibrant city. Students are within walking distance of jobs and internships, and the recreational opportunities are endless, both off campus and on campus. Students live in upscale residence halls and enjoy diverse activities, including performing arts, guest lectures, nearly 200 clubs and organizations, and a nationally ranked NCAA Division II athletics program.
Top of the ninth we go. Last chance for the Spartans. Here's the situation. They're down 9-3. That'll be Jamarcus Lyons, E.J. Cumbo, and Anthony Nunez. 5, 6, 7 hitters. Kavanaugh has looked pretty good in an inning and a third on the mound for Nova Southeastern. And the first pitch is a strike. Lyons, the DH, 0 for 3 or 0 for 2 today. Walked his last time up. Off speed, doesn't get the call though. 1-1.
This is the last chance for the Spartans, checking into Last Chance Motel. But the unfortunate thing is the 3 Spartans that are due up here all don't have a single hit. So for any Spartans fans hoping for a comeback, it would need some good luck, good fortune, and maybe 99% faith off a very low percent chance.
Ball low, 2-1 now. Two-one pitch on the way. And he rips that one. That's a base hit. So it's the best situation you want for Tampa. Get that lead runner on with a solid single.
And you mentioned 33% chance for a lead runner to go around. And
yep, no matter how you get on base, yeah.
That's what I'm hoping Tampa will be looking to get one runner to multiply that by 6 all the way home this inning. But it's a good start for the Spartans. And Cumbo, who's
E.J. Cumbo, yeah, talk about uncharacteristic at-bats today. 3 strikeouts, twice caught looking.
Cumbo would love to turn those fortunes around here.
That is very uncharacteristic. Lions on first. Cumbo waits. Looks at one low. Nunez is on deck. There's a strike. One. And that's hit high. Staying in the park, coming in right field. Making the catch for the first out was Frank. 1 down with 1 on, and coming to the plate is Anthony Nunez. Nunez has had the good eye. He's walked twice today.
Any base runner would be very gladly appreciated for the Spartans because they're going to need all the help they can get with 2 outs remaining.
And the pitch. Nunez looks at one inside and backs away. It's a ball.
Sky's still kind of blue, but day has really turned to night here. 7:53 p.m. Things have cooled down a little bit as well.
And inside call, strike. One ball, one strike to Nunez. Cadenas on deck. The pitch. A little bit low. 2-1. Two one from Kavanaugh. In the dirt, 3-1.
A good day so far for Nunez, of course. You mentioned 2 walks. Could have number 3 right here. Although he hasn't had a ball in play resulting in an out yet. Or any other outcome.
Jamarcus Lyons on first, has about a 2-foot lead. He's not straying off the bag at all. 3-1. And Nunez wanted the walk, but he's going to have to face the 3-2 pitch.
Of course, double elimination, both teams not having a loss yet. We'll see them both tomorrow. Question is, at this point, Spartans will have to play in that early losers bracket game if this stands.
3-2 pitch. That one's outside. He does get a walk. 3 walks today for Nunez. Gets runners on first and second with 1 out. And brings Cadenas to the plate.
The Spartans might have struggled getting on the hit department, but that is the 6th walk they've drawn. So they've been able to get players on base quite a few times. The only problem is they haven't been able to get them home. 4 in total have been left stranded. Although that is shorter than the 8 left stranded by Nova Southeastern. 2 are now on with 1 out for Cadenas, who's grounded out, and lined out.
Kavanaugh took a look, now backs off the rubber. Cadenas steps out as well. And finally, apparently they weren't getting the signals correct. Hernandez goes out to talk to him. So now Cadenas steps back in. Kavanaugh leans in with the look. First pitch to Cadenas. Outside corner, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. It'll be an 0-2 pitch coming up. So Cadenas in the hole, 0-2 now. Give Kavanaugh credit for fighting back after giving up a walk. Does he waste one or go at him? Here's the pitch. Go, waste one. 1-2.
We see a little action in the bullpen for Nova Southeastern. They probably won't need to bring in their superstar closer, but they're just having him get ready in case. So far, Michael Dillon for the season, a 1.57 ERA with a 104 whip and 14 saves. So we might see him come in should things worsen. The Kavanaugh in control.
1-2 pitch. And it's 2-2. On deck is John Malcolm for the Spartans. Two-two pitch coming up. Down low inside, full count. So Cadena's done a nice job going from 0-2 to 3-2.
It's great when you can extend a count, especially in a pressured at-bat like this one. Obviously, Tampa would need a lot to try to get back into this game, but if he's able to get on, that puts Nova Southeastern in a dangerous situation with still only one out in the inning. 2 more outs for the Spartans to burn through.
3-2 pitch. Ground ball out to second. Might turn 2. There's 1. The relay. Ball game. 4-6-3 double play ends the game, and Nova Southeastern picks up the 9-3 win over the Tampa Spartans. That will move the Spartans into an elimination game tomorrow against Valdosta State. That game will start at about noon here tomorrow. Nova Southeastern will await the winner of that game, and that game will probably be somewhere in the 4 to 5 o'clock range tomorrow. Somebody will play a doubleheader tomorrow. We'll see what happens. The line score today, Nova Southeastern, 9 runs, 13 hits, no errors. The Spartans, 3 runs, 4 hits, just 1 error on the day. But Nova Southeastern picks up the win and proceeds along in the winner's bracket.
A tough day for the Spartans. Their bats have gone cold at arguably one of the worst times in an important postseason game. But for Nova Southeastern, they continue their run. Dominant pitching and a good comeback, mainly spurred on by an explosive 4th inning, 4 runs being scored that helped propel them to the victory. The winning pitcher today, after going 6 2/3, is Carlos Ray. He did a good job only surrendering the 3 earned runs for the entire day on 111 pitches. Kavanaugh went the rest of the way, keeping the Spartans quiet. The Spartans, the loss will certainly go to Paul, 3 2/3 and 2 earned runs, of course. Actually, the loss would go to Ross, as he did concede the 3rd run that ultimately gave Nova Southeastern the lead.
Well, it depends on whether that run was that the base runner was on because of Paul.
Yeah.
Ross may have been pitching.
If the runner's on because of Paul, that's an earned run for Paul rather than Ross.
Yes, so it could be. Yeah,
but it says only 2 Paul earned runs. Okay. I think that runner did come on when Paul was pitching, but either way, Paul and Ross combined 6 earned runs in total. Martin was able to pitch the final inning cleanly of 1 inning of work and no runs allowed. Spartans lose 9-3, and the best hitter, I'd say the MVP you'd have to look at today, Frank, even though he didn't take a home run, he did have a 3 RBI hit as well as a sacrifice that was able to help him generate some offense and give Nova Southeastern a ticket to the regional title.
All right, they will be playing tomorrow, awaiting the winner of Valdosta State and Tampa. Again, that game will be at noon tomorrow. So we will be back then. Thanks for watching, and see you around the noon hour right here on TampaSpartans.tv.